Hi, seventh grade. Today's another day where we were learning something new in math by piecing together things that we've already looked at or you've already looked at in years past. So we are dividing decimals today, um, following the same procedures that you've seen in the past. But really, the main difference with seventh grade dividing decimals is that some of them are going to be negative to start with. And so you need to remember our triangle that if there's multiple negatives being multiplied or divided together, each pair of the negative will cause it to be a positive answer. So if you remember from way back when you looked at how you divide, I'm trying to find an answer that or a problem that's not too big that I can actually fit on this screen here for you. If we have 7 and 47 hundredths divided by 6/10. Anytime you have a decimal in the divisor, in the outside part, you've got to move it over until you have a whole number outside. And essentially what you're doing is multiplying by 10. But if you multiply on the inside, you have to do the same thing on the outside. So you go over so that you have a whole number in the divisor, and then you go over the same number of spots in the problem and bring the decimal straight up. And then from there, you just divide. So you can go from there, and then we get 24, bring down that 0, and there we go. And so the only thing that makes this more of a seventh grade problem is that if this was a negative 6/10, the answer would be negative. And I think over, up. Let's try one more here. And maybe some more space. Maybe. Okay, let me try one more here with you. Let's try, if we have -5 and 1/10 divided by -3 hundredths. So we need a whole number in the divisor in the outside. So we're going to go over 1, 2, and then I'm going to go over 1, 2, and straight up. So this is one that you want to make sure you keep your work nice and neat. And then we can divide. 3 goes into 5, so we're going to start with writing our number there. Now this comes out evenly, but you notice the decimal is way over here, and there's an empty spot. I need to fill in that 0, and it's a negative divided by a negative, so that's going to be positive 170. I do want to just mention in your OneNote, in the access to practice problems for change 2, you'll see the notes that we took in our binder today, and then the practice problems we did together in class. So this is one I wanted to point out. This was a repeating decimal. So if you have 323 and 26 hundredths divided by 6 hundredths, move your decimal over twice and bring it straight up. We were able to tell that this was repeating because we ended up with a difference of 2, brought down the 0 here, and 3 times 6, we got 18, we got 2, bring down the 0, and so we saw that repetition of the 20. We're comfortable saying that that was repeating. For the homework pages, I want to explain a little bit in that first section. So you're going to see things like, hold on. So this is number 1 in the workbook page right here. And then they also give you this series of zeros and the value here. I lost my pencil. There we go. Maybe. Oh, sorry, it's the wrong color. But essentially, we have 0, 0, 2, 0, 0, 0. Your job in this first section is to decide where the decimal would go in the answer. So we don't have to worry about what the value would be when we divide it because they've already given us those numbers. But what I do need to decide is where that decimal would go. So if I have 6 divided by 3/10, move that decimal, fill it in, over, up. Well, that decimal is going to be over. So I'm going to be able to put it in there. So you can use those numbers like the 2. I knew it was going to be a 2, one, because it was an easy fact, but also because they gave us that answer. And then just use that to help decide where the decimal is going to be. If you have questions, sorry about that, Mark. If you have questions, please let me know. Have a good one.